Let's get started in these stalls first, and then I'll take the team out, go for a drive. That way I can sort of let you guys build up, wake up, catch up, and then we will see it from there. Guys, I'm super excited. I don't know if you can hear them in the background, but the power lines are officially getting moved. That will be really exciting. I just setting off my blink camera like crazy. So they're backing in and out, in and out. I still have an exit route where I can take the team out, thank God. I don't know if I'll be able to leave today. Or when I'll be able to leave. Starting in Vivian's stall, which is not really her norm. I think there's a little too much bedding in here for her to be her norm, which is okay. Just gonna sort through it. I've got Roxanne, Raina, both in stalls. I'm planning on driving them as soon as I get these 3 stalls picked through. And then Joey is also locked inside. He came home last night from his surgery, antsy as ever. So he's going to be on a boatload of medication. Mostly it's like preventatives, nothing crazy. You know, it's of course done sterile, clean, blah, 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 blah. It is a rather gnarly situation. I thought that it was done more internally the first time I saw it. Now I know what it is. And it really shocked me that what they do is they literally slice their throat and manipulate what's inside and then sew it back up, which is like, I don't know, I just thought it was done more like the fact that we can do so many things like to your heart through your belly button, but nope, not in the draft horse world. Apparently we just slice and dice, motherfucker. So maybe I'll go over a whole situation about that. I really wish that I had better, what the fuck was I gonna say? I wish I had better videography editing skills. I would try to go over how you guys, like what goes on, how I knew he was going to need it. It's actually kind of rough. Basically, they kind of start making this like noise while you're driving them, and it gets worse and worse and worse, and yeah. Milo, good boy, stick around. I'm a little afraid of him. with all the linemen. I don't want you to get hurt, and then I whack you in the head with my stick. Sorry about that, baby. I'm sorry about that. You okay? Mommy loves you. I did not mean to do that. These Fox ear muffs. Love them. I'm always surprised how warm the felt hats are, except for there's just a little bit more ear protection. I will say that they do work a little too well for muffling. I can't hear shit. But that's okay. When you're alone in the barn, it's not like you really need to hear anything, so. Don't go too far. You guys know I always scrape everything to the middle after. So thanks for everybody who's liking, sharing, commenting. I'm gonna get these 3 stalls done that are pretty easy to pit through. And then after that, I'm gonna tack up a team, go off for a little sleigh ride. Let's see, what time? Yeah. How are you guys doing? So I have currently there's 9 horses. I have 11, but 2 of them are out off the property currently. 9 Clydesdale Ranch up in Vermont. Of course I've done it in a stall. A lot of things I've done in a stall. This one's Bailey. Bailey and the one I just did, Vivian, are pregnant. Oh, actually, Jason, you're one of those people that needs to know the only place I'm going to respond is a special page. I will not respond on my Instagram. I'm actually kind of excited. This horse shouldn't have any more worms. She is what you call a high shedder, which means that she has produced, she's got like the acidity or basic anatomy that seems to be a great home for internal worms. It's disgusting, and puts us through hell. It doesn't actually affect her very much, as long as we keep those numbers down. So every so often I will feed her dewormer until the worms have stopped passing, and then let her merry way. Milo? Oh, good boy. All right. What you doing? What you doing? Mommy loves you. And here there's trucks backing up. My youngest horse is Finley. Finley is almost a year old. January 2nd, she'll be a year old. She is Tilly's daughter out of an off-the-farm stud. I bought Tilly's cousin. So I didn't breed her. I personally love the cold. But I know it's not for everybody. I can't handle the heat very well, actually. I do way worse in the heat. So you guys know I like strip down to nothing, and it's like, no, Milo! Not ours to play with. I can strip down to nothing and still be complaining it's so cold. So, let's, oops, I gotta dump these water buckets. Especially that city. Got half the stall more. I can fit. I don't know, what is my saying, guys? If she wants it to fit, she'll make it. When's the next horse show? July. I don't have any shows coming up anytime soon. I'm hoping that cold spell comes up here to Vermont because I really need it to stick around for the snow. But, you know, it is what it is. I can't stop it either way. Okay. Yeah, the puppy's getting huge, but he's actually still not fully sized. Yeah, it's gonna be 50 degrees, and I don't want 50. I will make do with it. I'll end up going live while I'm ultrasounding or working on ultrasounding the mares. However, I really sincerely wish it would just stay cold. If it's gonna be cold at all, I want it to be cold the entire time. It just, who doesn't love a white Christmas, okay? I don't know, some of you guys probably have never had a white Christmas. Last year was the first white Christmas I've had in a long time. It'd be weird having this much snow this early, these cold temps, and then not having a white Christmas. I will kind of cry about that. Trees have snow and mistletoe. And presents on the tree. I think I can actually get it to fit, as I often joke that that's kind of like, if she wants it to fit, it will. Milo? My. Oh, good boy. What do they say? By the time you're in your 30s, you should have a dog with anxiety. That helps you with anxiety. I don't want to lose him, so I tend to not let him go very far. Right, Mai? How's everybody doing? I have Clydesdales. Some Killerton. I don't even know where Killington is. I do, but I don't. push this through. And then after this, I'm going to be pulling out a team of horses. And we'll get that set up. I'm actually going to get them tacked up in outside. It's closer to where their harnesses are. So, I'm in Vermont. So, let's go get that out of the way first. Yeah, how long it lasts. Milo, you asshole! Milo! Any movement? Come on, baby. She's looking for a dog. Let's go. I think it'll be all right. You dumb. Come on. You gotta go in here. Come on. Stay. All right, Milo cannot be trusted around. Milo cannot be trusted around the linemen. Don't blame him. They're pretty cute. But he can't also go inside because he tends to rip things apart. So we're gonna end up doing what I normally do, which is that he's, you guys can probably even see the lineman at this point. Hi there. Milo is going in a stall. Safer. Running start. Okay. The original plan was I was going to tack them up there. That's where the harnesses are. However, the second backup plan is the fact that Both this one and her mother are extremely jumpy animals. And that's something really crazy, weird for them to have to deal with. So, I'm better off keeping them safe, keeping me safe, keeping the cameras safe. And I'm gonna do it in here, so that's gonna suck, but better alive. Not gonna lie, she's probably gonna look her absolute best for this. She's gonna stay nice, high-headed, because they are right there creeping her out. So let's see how this ends up going. So let's get them done. Pretty girl. All right. So like I said, I'm gonna have to be doing a lot of lugging back and forth. Got my collar that usually goes on first. However, when it comes to doing this, in like when I have to lug it that far, I have to toss the harness on first. So start with the hames, still same spot, just not as secure, back, and trace and tugs, which are kind of the same thing. This mare usually has a dirty udder that she appreciates getting cleaned out, so that's what I was doing. After that, this is the collar. This is what they actually push into. So for those who don't know, they actually push into a collar when they are pulling. They don't actually like pull the harness. They actually push it. There you go, baby girl. Take this off now. All right, once you've gotten the collar on and secure, and the harness is already on, otherwise you would be able to do it a different way. You take the hame on one side, I usually do the far side, line it up in this crease, come over to the other side, and do the same thing on that side. Then you want to even them out so that way they lie flat. Fitting these is like fitting jeans. A different one for every girl. This one happens to go as tight as it possibly can, which is why it's not necessarily always the best fit, right? Oh, that's still not as tight as it can. Come on. There we go. So that way those hames will not pop off the collar. You want that nice and secure. After that, you come to the back. And this is where we end up, like, Cooper, pull down the butt strap, Richard, and then you find the crooper. I don't know if you guys can all see. You find the crooper, you pull on that so that way it comes all completely flat back. She is finally getting to the size where I'm not having to adjust it as much to her, to Ellie. She's growing, and Ellie's actually getting a little fat for this. That's okay though. I used to have to adjust it, but as long as this britching kind of comes straight up where it's not going to take them out at the hocks, you're good to go. I am a Vermont Ranch Clydesdale rancher. Then this is called a New Yorker harness or a belly backer. So you gotta set your straps, goes in between, backs up via the belly, and then the belly band. This is not a girth, so we don't go as tight as we can. It's actually just to keep harnesses in place. Doesn't really have any other functioning purpose, if I'm being honest. And that's Roxanne. When I go to bridle them, it's not very fun in the winter because their bridle paths aren't clipped or shaved right now, which makes for a really fun time. Roxanne. So when I have the babies this year, it's going to be critical that I don't name them something that I already have a letter for. Roxanne, who is Raina's foal, and I'm about to get Raina out after. Both obviously start with R, which makes it really difficult when it comes to labeling their bridles that they both are taken. Where is my milk crate? That's weird. I had it last night. So I'm not going to end up naming them the same alphabetical letter anymore because it makes it so that way I can't just use my little name tags, which really help with this. I, for the most part, do by the end memorize what each horse was in. The problem was I had 4 3-year-olds in training. I had a 5-year-old new to the farm in training, and I even had this thing that was new to the farm in training. Well, she wasn't new to the farm, but she started her training as well. So, I have a pretty strict rule once I've gotten it in their face that it does not come out of their face, even if it gets a little sloppy. That's okay. You're not good to bridle. She is only 2, so it is not. And she's not the sweetest mare. I will never this one will never be on my favorite list. That's okay. I require having 6 to 9 horses to have a hit. And because of that, you're gonna have some that are not your favorite. Now, her mom isn't one of my favorites either, but she'll die here because I feel bad for her being tossed around a lot. So wasn't the worst, wasn't the best. Didn't seem like you knew exactly what you were doing, but that's okay. She is a little irritated that like the power line people are there, which other shit's going on. She's like, where's my mom? So yeah, clearly I'm not riding. This is a harness. This is a Clydesdale. Little baby Clydesdale. This is a 2-year-old. But you can ride them, it's just not as fun. There you go. Good girl. Now I gotta go grab her mother and we'll get her harnessed up as well. I wish I could do it outside. The lighting's significantly better, but this is Roxanne. I'm gonna go grab her Billy, or her mom now. I need to come up with something else for their coolers because they are absolutely destroying these. So she actually went out last night, so that's why she had that cooler on. The cooler are designed to slowly let the horse cool off. So they get really heated up while they're out pulling the sleigh. And basically the cooler will hold in that heat and slowly let it go. It'd be like if you went out for a workout or took a hot shower and then went outside without a towel. You'd at least want a towel to absorb the moisture, and the moisture is what cools them off too fast. So my hair is different because you think my earmuffs are my hair. Ponytail is my hair. Orange things are earmuffs. These are Wrangler's Fantastic Jeans, yes. So this is Raina. This is Roxanne behind her. Raina is Roxanne's mother. We're going out for a little drivey poo. So. Catch everybody up, I do usually harness them over outside, but I have the power lines are finally being moved and they kind of they're being spastic, so I have to do it here. I would normally do their collars first, but when I'm lugging it, it's easier to get rid of the heavy harness than it is that, right? Okay. So, heavy harness, up and over, it's really not that. I actually get that quite a lot. I'm not really sure Elvis or Elvis's daughter, but yeah, I get that all the fucking time. It's kind of weird. I always train them to go up and over and pulling the collars off that way. Reason being that in the summer, when they're in their show harnesses, I cannot undo them. Technically, these farm ones I can undo, but I can't undo their show ones, so don't normally go in this direction, but I'm just being wonky once you get those two situated. On to, does anybody know? Drum roll. I'm not Canadian. I'm the closest you can be, though, to it. I am Vermonter. Up here in Northeast. So, let's pull the friction down, let down. Harness it up. It's under the coat, another coat. And under that coat, a long sleeve shirt. It's freezing out. All right, Ray Ray is significantly better at bridling. What's up, Michaela? That blanked on me for a second. Sorry. How are you enjoying your new barn? I can't wait to get mine. I'm never afraid of being kicked by them. Probably should be more so. You guys should see me just staring at these guys, the power line people. they're probably like, this woman is fucking nuts. Which I am. So, it is what it is. Yeah, they're definitely confused what I'm doing. That's okay. What's that? At least it's not like they can see red from there. I see my hat, which they probably already think is dorky enough. Roxanne, did you see how that went on? Oh, you're supposed to be bridled too. There, stand there. There we go. Stubborn little mare. I really don't mind that mare because I am also stubborn, but it'd be cool if she would be not such a pain in the ass. Yes. Nice to see you, Logan. How's the baby girl? Baby boy, Jesus Christ. They use the bells, but we'll put them in the bucket. Oop, man. You're a cutie, but you're an asshole, so I have to keep you locked up. All right, let's focus on Roxanne first, and she's gonna be the knothead. Step in. Step in. Oop. Dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Does take a lot for them to learn, so I can't really name color yet, but I think the third. Gotta get this side. Got that right away. That right away. Right away, set that. Hey, you, back up. You're not gonna hold on. There you go. That was wrong, but. The other day I hooked up a team and I didn't have that as tight as I should have, and it continued to be an issue out on the trail. So I had to make sure that that was not going to be a problem this time. So one thing about them is, yes, I'm going to go for a sled ride, but I also need them to just stand. A lot of learning about when to go is actually also learning when to stand. So I'm going to leave them for a little bit as I'm going to clean this stall, which is Raina's. And I actually will end up wanting to put Joey in this stall. It's closest to the bedding. So it'll just be about 10 minutes. The furthest away from the hay, however, is the closest for bedding, and what they're going to go through a lot more is going to be that bedding. So. Okay. This girl, I do love Raina. She is not a fucking hog, that is for sure. She tends to keep very organized. I only have 2 babies coming in 2026. I have a whole YouTube link about the babies, when they're coming, how long it takes, etc., etc. I think I have it marked down that April 21st is one of my due days, and early April is the other. I had originally been talking like I would be starting sooner, but I kind of think I might have learned my lesson, that I would rather have a slightly later baby, maybe even dragging a baby to the classes, than I would freezing my ass off trying to breed horses in February. Although February 2nd, or February 2nd, Jesus, Valentine's Day, February 14th, tends to be like mark the first date of breeding season. So, I almost went with a white one today, but I think I would blue. I am definitely moved to YouTube more. It's much more inviting. So I think I might even get in trouble for saying that on here. I do like TikTok for all of its expressions and easement of making shorts. However, YouTube is definitely a friendlier platform for creators like myself. This is what I do the whole time, yep. Alright, I won't be dumping this water because we're going to move my gelding. If you guys want to watch the ride, I'm actually going to go grab my GoPro and I'll set it up. By tonight, there will be a 30 minute or longer video of going out on the trail ride. I can't go live with this because I lose service. Already, I actually don't have a lot of service in the barn. I had to get a Wi-Fi router in order to do this. So, yeah. So, let's move our little Joey-Oey. Oh! Yeah, I guess I'll have to make a whole thing about it. That I haven't been treated as well on TikTok. Loving being on YouTube, so I highly suggest hanging out there instead. And oh boy. Alright. So he's in, they're hooked up. I'm gonna end up going for a drive. I hope you guys all find it after and it'll be super peaceful and fun. But we will be around. Thanks for all the likes, follows, shares, etc., etc. Of course, you can go see the red, but you might have to go onto my OnlyFans to see more. And I will catch you guys next time.